Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Behind me, 2018 GMC Yukon, we're gonna be replacing the front strut assemblies. Overall, pretty straightforward. Let's get started. First thing we wanna do is jack the vehicle up, put it on jack stands, we'll pull our tire off. Let me zoom you in. So right here is our strut assembly. We have 3 fasteners on top, and then down below, 2 fasteners down here. Now this is MagneRide suspension, but whether you have MagneRide struts or standard struts, the replacement will be the same. But if you do have MagneRide, we want to replace them with a MagneRide compatible strut. Let's start with our bottom 2 bolts. With a wire brush or whatever you have, we want to go ahead and clean off our bolt threads the best we can. I like applying just a little bit of lubricant. You can use a penetrant if you're in a rusty part of the state, or just a lubricant depending on where you live. And these are a 15 millimeter. It is easiest to do both struts simultaneously, so have both sides jacked up at the same time and remove the lower strut mounting on both sides before removing everything else. The reason for that is it gives our control arm, let me push down, see how that control arm moves freely? We need that for our new struts. So now let's work on our upper bolts. So you have a couple options. You can work from in this window with a wrench, ratcheting wrench, but it's gonna be a really tight fit, but it is doable. The other option is from up above with a really long extension. Before we go up top, there are some electrical harnesses that we need to pop off these studs. So we'll just take a pry bar or a long screwdriver, just push up on it. There we go. On this side, there's 3. On the other side, there's just 2. Just pull up. There, that one's out of the way. Last one. Got it. Okay, now that all that's out of the way, there is one electrical connector. Let me pull it through. I think it'll be easier to show you from here. But if you have the MagneRide, your strut has an electrical connector. You want to pop that off. On the harness side, let me see if I can swing it around even better. There you go, just to show you. So there's this gray tab we want to pull back. It's like a little locking tab. Let me get a little pick. My hands have been in these gloves for a little while, so my fingernails are soft. Usually you can just pull back with your fingernails, but a little pick will pop that gray tab just like that. And then we'll just pinch and disconnect. And then this little thing will pull off of its little retainer. Should be able to just pull. There we go. It's just held on with this little piece here. Just pull it out. And now our strut electrically is disconnected. Now let's remove our nuts. From this position, you can see those 2 nuts right there. The other one is accessible. You just have to move a little bit of these wires out of the way. We'll just buzz them out real quick. All right, just a really long extension and an 18 millimeter socket. That's it. All 3 of them. Now let's go underneath and remove the strut. Now we'll push the bottom of our strut off of our control arm. It'll drop down and it'll come out the top right here through our upper control arm. There we go. And we'll bring it up. Watch your CV axle boot. And we're done. We want to wipe off our surface here, just any buildup of dirt or dust, just so we have a nice flat mating surface. Now let's put on our new one. Feed our new strut in the top. There we go. Just kind of rest it on something for a second while we put our electrical connector through the hole. Just want to be careful not to damage this connector or wiring. Okay, nice and easy. We're gonna feed it through, find the right holes. I'm gonna push down on the control arm so we can get that bottom on. Just putting my weight on it. There, got it. All right, man, new one's in. We'll go up top, put our nuts on first. All right, we'll just feed those in. Just want to watch out for our wiring so we don't pinch anything underneath our nut. Just suck them down real quick. You don't want them tight yet, just snug. I'm just gonna leave this like that so I can put a torque wrench on it. Let's go back under real quick. Because we need our lower control arm to move in order to get our lower strut in position, we don't want to do this next part until we replace the other side as well. So that's what we went ahead and did. Remove the old strut, put on the new strut, got our top bolts snug down, and now it's just these bottom bolts that are left to install. We got new bolts with our strut. We'll feed those through, move this as needed, just to get it lined up. Might need a pry bar just to twist the lower spot into place. Oh, there we go. Snug these down. All right, let's get a torque spec. The information I have says these are torqued to 37 foot-pounds. I'm I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Then we're gonna put our tires back on, lower the vehicle, and we'll finish by torquing our top nuts. Now that we got everything rested on the ground, these upper bolts are also torqued to 37 foot-pounds. Here's 1, 2, 3. All right. So you can't see, but I'm just putting on our electrical harnesses on top of those studs like they were. And then if you have MagneRide, we wanna make sure that we plug that back in. And we'll lock that gray tab, and that is it. Sorry if my head was in the way the whole time. The other side is actually easier. You have a lot more room on the driver's side than you do this passenger side, but still plenty, all you need. And that's it. If you don't have MagneRide, you're done. If you do have MagneRide, there's one more step. Let me show you. All right, if you have MagneRide suspension, first thing we wanna do is start it up, make sure we don't have any warning lights or any codes in our suspension control module. If we don't, that's great. Next, take it for a good test drive. Hit some speed bumps, go over some varying terrain, come back, make sure you don't have any lights or codes. And that's the most typical scenario. Just plug and play, you're good to go. If for some reason you end up with a suspension error or a code in your suspension control module, we have two options. The first option, if you have a compatible scan tool, we can go into the suspension control module and do a trim height reset. Let me show you that real quick. So right here is our suspension control module. We can see we have no codes, everything's normal, but we'll go ahead and enter just to show you what it looks like. We want special function and then suspension position sensor trim height. That's what we want to make the adjustment on. That's only if necessary. If you don't have a compatible scan tool, that's okay. We can still take it down to a local repair shop. They'll have the scan tool there and they can do a quick recalibration. And that's it. I'll have links in the description for all the parts and tools used. If you have any questions, comments, post down below. Hope your repair goes well. We'll see you on the next one.